All you hear about lately is Fortnite, but there are some other games out there that are extremely popular and unique in their own right, and one of those is Rocket League. And most people know about this sports game for all consoles. It has you playing soccer while driving cars with jetpacks and smacking into a giant ball that is around twice the size of the actual vehicle. The physics and the gameplay of Rocket League have led to it being praised by critics and gamers alike, and it's still one of the most popular multiplayer games in the world almost 3 years after its release. But how did a little game like this from a relatively unknown company get so huge so quickly? Well, today we're going to be diving into that topic. What is up, guys? Jimmy or Chaos. Welcome to the Fact Series. This is where we go a little bit deeper. We dig a little bit deeper on the topic, and today we're going to go over 10 things that hopefully you didn't know about Rocket League. This month's giveaway is for a new PlayStation 4 console. All you have to do to enter is drop a like on this video, be subscribed to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. And in the comment section, let me know why you want to win the PS4 and include your Twitter handle so I can contact you if you're the winner. The winner will be announced at the end of the month. Kicking off our list, first things first, many people don't know that Rocket League is actually a sequel. That's right. Back in October of 2008, there was an indie game released for the PlayStation 3 marketplace called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Car. Seriously, I think that's the longest video game title that I've ever seen. This game played almost identically to Rocket League, but featured less detailed visuals, less effects, and overall less polished and more complicated gameplay. The game also didn't have a whole lot of content, which led to it getting pretty mediocre reviews, and it's currently sitting with a 67 on Metacritic. Despite the poor reception from critics, Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars was downloaded over 2 million times and was successful enough to warrant a sequel, which was announced in March of 2011. Although we all love Rocket League and that style of gameplay today, the reason why Battle Cars flew under the radar so hard and why a lot of people forget about it is because of the developers, Psyonix. They had trouble finding a publisher because no one seemed to like the concept. Well, that was their bad, right? According to reports, the studio had pitched the game to tons of different publishers, but none of them really wanted to put money into such a strange concept. I mean, cars with jetpacks playing soccer. That's weird, right? Back in 2008, it didn't really sound like a game that big publishers wanted to put their faith in. So this led to Psyonix releasing the game on the PlayStation Network on their own as an indie title. And despite the fact that it was downloaded over 2 million times and it was statistically a success, Psyonix didn't see very much money from it. But they were very passionate about the game concept, and there were tons of fans from the original Battle Cars games, which led to them deciding to go on to a sequel. So despite the fact that the game would become known as Rocket League and it was announced back in 2011, it was stuck in development for over 4 years due to the developer Psyonix having a lot of financial troubles at that time. They were an indie studio, and despite the fact that their first game was relatively successful, they had never really had a smash hit game to kind of get them going, right? To sustain that indie studio format. This led to Rocket League being put on hold many times following its official announcement in 2011, so the studio could gather up more funds to continue working on it. Thankfully, Psyonix was able to pick up some contract work on Mass Effect 3 and Gears of War 3, which earned them enough money to finish up work on Rocket League. Now, although Rocket League was announced in 2011, has reportedly been in development for a while, the project had to be scrapped and restarted in 2013. According to Psyonix employees, the slow development and the lack of funds that I mentioned earlier led to them not being very optimistic in the product that they were creating at the time, which is what led to it being put on hold multiple times. In fact, Psyonix even pitched Rocket League to EA in 2011, and guess what? EA turned it down. Like I said in the last entry, Psyonix helped on development of some pretty big games in the early 2010s like Gears and Mass Effect, which earned them a ton of money. And after getting those paychecks, they decided to start over on Rocket League in 2013 with a $2 million budget. This development cycle was successful, and Rocket League was officially completed and released in mid-2015. So one of the most recognizable aspects of Rocket League is the art style and the visual flair. Rocket League is a very colorful game with tons of visual effects with the rocket boosters and the fun sound effects to go along with them. But did you guys know that originally the game was going to be the exact opposite of that? Early on in development, Rocket League was going to be darker and more realistic than the previous title. Instead of the player controlling RC cars, they were going to be real people in real cars with a bunch of actual humans in the stadiums. There was also going to be an open world map where the player had to drive from stadium to stadium to get to the next match. Now, thankfully, these features were all taken out and reworked to be more focused on the gameplay and making Rocket League more visually appealing to the player as opposed to being yet another dark, gritty video game. They made the right choice. And speaking of the visual style, the engine that runs Rocket League was built on it has a very interesting history, let's put it that way. The gameplay was mainly crafted with the Unreal Engine 3 from Epic Games, but the very detailed physics of Rocket League had to be done with a separate engine because of the issues Psyonix was having with the core engine. Now, the physics of the game were crafted using a software called Bullet, which was designed and programmed by Erwin Comans, a former Sony and AMD employee and current Google employee. Now, the Bullet engine is one of the most advanced physics engines on the market, and it was used in Grand Theft Auto 4, the Trial series, and was even used to help do the special effects in various movies like Hancock, the A-Team, and Disney's Bolt. So one of the factors of Rocket League that made it such a huge hit is the fact that the gameplay is very easy to understand, but very difficult to master, which is a pretty difficult balance to hit while making a game. And usually, you have a success on your hands when you can get these two. Very easy to learn, hard to master. Psyonix actually had to work very hard to nail the balance. Criticisms of Battle Cars was that it was far too difficult to master and that a player who knew the mechanics could wipe the floor with a newer player 100% of the time, which would often result in them not wanting to play anymore. They would quit, uninstall the game, and in response to these criticisms, Psyonix decided to try and make Rocket League less hardcore by slowing down the speed of the game and promoting teamwork as opposed to lone wolf playstyles. At one point, they were also working on power-ups and items like the Mario Kart games in order to try and close that skill gap even further, although these were scrapped pretty early in development due to the team feeling like they were too distracting for the main game. So where did the name Rocket League come from? After all, it's pretty different from supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars. In an interview in March of 2016, lead designer Corey Davis stated that the Battle Cars title was the worst game name of all time and that he regretted giving it that name. During development, they wanted to rename it something shorter, not only to catch people's eye and be remembered a little better, but also it would take up less space on the screens of digital marketplaces like Steam and the PlayStation Marketplace, which is smart. Ultimately, Rocket League was chosen because it was short, it was sweet, and it fit the tone of the game, and honestly, it just sounds cool. Now, the cross-play features of Rocket League have been loved by pretty much everybody, as it allows people on consoles and PC to play together. However, this feature was reportedly difficult to implement because of the issues Psyonix had with both Microsoft and Sony. According to various reports, the cross-play between PC and PS4 and Xbox One and PC were implemented relatively quickly, but play between PS4 and Xbox One is what caused the issues. In fact, Psyonix has stated that they have had everything totally ready to turn on crossplay between PlayStation and Xbox since March of 2017, but they have not activated it due to Sony and Microsoft not coming to an agreement yet to allow it to happen. Who would have thought? Funny enough, there's crossplay between Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, but not between the Switch and PS4 due to Sony deciding against it. They don't like to play with others. According to reports, Sony has been asked on almost daily basis about turning on crossplay between the Switch and the PlayStation 4, and they just regularly decline it. And finally today, due to the easy-to-grasp mechanics and the extremely high-skill ceiling of Rocket League, it has made for a very good esport. Psyonix jumped on the opportunity of making the game an esport almost immediately after the game was launched, as it became officially sponsored by MLG less than 2 months after it came out, with regular seasons and seasonal finals and tournaments. As of the recording of this video today, Rocket League is the 25th most valuable esport of all time, with a hefty $1.8 million worth of prize money given out at events in just over 2 years. And with the projections of esports as a whole, that is probably going to go up exponentially as we go into 2019 and beyond. Rocket League is probably here to stay for a while. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 interesting facts about the fan favorite Rocket League. Hopefully you guys found it informative. That is the ultimate goal of this series, to dig into facts that hopefully you walk away from the video saying, wow, I actually didn't know that. If you guys enjoy this or any of the other videos that I put up, make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. And in the comment section, let me know what facts you would like to see. We don't have to do video games, but people really seem to enjoy it when we dig deeper on video games, whether it be certain characters, publishers, actual video games, stories, whatever you guys want, we can make it happen. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you on the next video.